Welcome back to The Verdict. Now, we did say we're going to go to Abuja to talk to Ambassador Jacko. Well, I understand we have our correspondent in Bayelsa State, Dobra Tiniwood. She'll be feeling the pulse and telling us how Bayelsa is getting geared up for Saturday. Dobra?
Nigerians on Saturday were disappointed by the postponement of the elections as it delayed the opportunity to exercise their franchise. For traders at Swali Market in Yenagoa, it was a double blow. Not only did they not vote, they also lost a full business day. I visited Swali Market, which is the biggest market in Bayelsa State. I spoke with some of the traders who expressed how they truly felt about the postponement of the elections and how they are preparing for the polls on Saturday.
My neighbor called me and said they don't postpone the election. So I said, why? Say that she don't know. Say, now so everybody talk. So I can't call one of my friends. He said, say, now so that food that they waste. Then I come prepare to come back to market. Say, market, no way. Say, chairman say, no, go open market that day. So now so we and our grandchildren, now so we just they roll for us, shout, they disturb us. Now so we just they not they comfortable.
We need to create a fair and fair election. May they not disappoint us again, like you say, because if you see the market as market be, many people still the village. Some never get money to come back for traveling where they travel. So as the market day, nobody they market. We know they sell anything. Don't Saturday now again. Go for election. Where they not do us like last Saturday.
Mr. Pius Wanna, a trader at Swali Market, traveled before the elections, before the postponed elections, to his home state, Anambra. He came back to Bayelsa and is set to travel again. According to him, a million postponement of election would not deter him from exercising his franchise.
I know how much I would have made if that very day was a business day. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. So now I took the pen to travel home and I took the pen to return. Thank God for Johnny Macy's. But I'm planning to return home again in 2 days' time, in respect of the election that has been scheduled to hold on 23rd.
My visit to Swali Market earlier on today also revealed that some traders are not as buoyant as Mr. Pius Wanna. They couldn't afford to come back to Yenagoa and operate their business, so they opted to stay back at their home states. What this implies is they will be losing 6 business days, 6 days of trading and making money, simply because of the postponement of the election. For them, the decision to stay back at their communities and vote is more important than the money made from 6 business days. And we salute their patriotism to the country. From Yenagoa, Dobra Tiniwood for Channels Television.
Thanks a lot, Dobra. Feeling the pulse there all the way in Yenagoa in Bayelsa State. Now, let's throw it back to Abuja. As we did say, we'll get back to Mr. Jacko. So let me put it to you, or let me ask. We heard the INEC chairman there talk about extension for campaigning for March 9th, and he had said that will go on to Thursday midnight on that day, so campaigning can continue. But we did not hear him talk about PVC collection, and I'm still talking about it because we're trying to encourage participation, or at least that's what the INEC chairman is trying to encourage, participation in the process. Does it bother you at all that PVC collection will not continue, but campaigning will, even for the 9th of March?
Yes, indeed. While we were on break here, we discussed the issue of PVCs. And frankly, if you go to some of the collecting centers, you will be grossly disappointed that so many people are still lining up, still waiting to collect their PVCs, and they've not been able to do so. I think that is an indirect way of disenfranchising many people who wish to vote. Maybe the same way the INEC revisited the idea of resuming campaigns, they should consider the next 1, 2, 3 days, if possible, to continue distributing PVCs. It is quite likely that not too many people will collect it, but even if it is 100, 200, 2,000 people that are now able to collect their PVCs and vote, that's very helpful. But going back to the issue of logistics, Logistics, everything seems to boil down to a good management of the logistical needs for this election. Today, we begin to read stories, I can't verify that personally, that some of the INEC officials who should be engaged at this time, making sure that we achieve that 100% preparedness, which Dr. Adesina was mentioning a few moments ago. That DSS is inviting them for questioning and all of that. And we had Mr. President on TV say something like, those who are responsible for the incompetence in INEC will be dealt with, that matter will be dealt with after the election. So it is confusing that at this crucial remaining few hours for all hands to be on deck, the DSS is still interfering with the work of these gentlemen and women who obviously are working around the clock or should be working around the clock to ensure that things that should be in place are in place. We may need to appeal to overzealous agencies to let people do their work. Because if these instruments for the elections are not in place, then we'll still go back to where we were before. The other thing that needs mention here, and we've mentioned it a number of times, is the use of the military in the conduct of our elections. First and foremost, the very presence of an armed soldier, a soldier who is carrying arms, in a place where people are voting, is on its own quite intimidating. To me, I have watched and witnessed elections in so many countries, and I've never seen where somebody carrying arms, obviously, conspicuously, is parading the place, and that's totally frightening. The other aspect of it is at this stage in the conduct of elections in Nigeria, we should have reached the competence level where we do not need to depend on military access to distribute our election materials and so on. Because this over-dependency on the military, this involvement of soldiers and stuff like that, and something that should be a strictly civic duty of the citizen to elect or select who is going to take care of his life, it's a problem. And we should begin to overcome that by now, indeed.